Hello. I'm really talking to myself this time. I'm realizing that the videos I make really are not up to public consumption. I am a creative person, but I really can't see the point in making extra razzmatazz to make the videos entertaining. I make them. I make the messages clear enough, and that's the main thing, really. So I've made several videos. Don't know. I haven't counted them. About 30, is it? And there's really minimal feedback in the way of comments or likes. This does amaze me, as quite a few of them are very much about current world issues or interesting in other ways. There's a certain sense of dismay, really, for all my efforts. There was a bit of a conversation ended up on one of my most recent videos. I don't even remember which one it is now. Possibly the latest one. And that's good. Definitely a feeling of it all leading nowhere. Same things being more or less said again and again around how terrible it is, what's happening in the world, and that there is now really not much we can do about it. We face the end of times one way or another, sooner rather than later. And that in itself doesn't bother me. Personally, what bothers me is the state of this world and how it impacts me and people like me, probably in their millions. There's such a lot of unhelpful change happened in the last half a century, shall we say, 50 years. Capitalism has run riot. Individualism has taken over, and people don't generally care. The latest proof of this is on my animal liberation activism at the side of the road, which I've just started again after a bit of a break, starting a new strategy. SOS Saturdays, I'm calling it. And with the idea that being predictable will encourage people to join me. I don't think it's going to happen. People will just carry on driving past. It's no good hooting at me in support. It really doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I want you there in person on the road showing solidarity. Beeping at me from your car is just lazy. Sorry. I suppose it's something. Better than people shouting abuse from their cars, I know that. Excuse me for being a little bit negative, but I think it's justified. I'm tired. I'm exhausted again. Even though I did the activism today. There was only one idiot saying something about sausages from his car. Stupid moron. water off a duck's back, that kind of stuff. It's almost worse that the good people are just being apathetic, complacent, cowardly, lazy, effectively stupid, and thinking that me by the side of the road, doing what I do, trying to raise energies for the animals, is thinking that it's my job. It's not my job. Yes, I can do it. It is at a cost. It's not hard. You just have to care enough. You just have to have a placard and stand there. Why can't you do it for a minute? Why can't you get out your car and come and join me for a second? You're not that busy, none of you. Nobody is that busy that you can't show solidarity for a second. So I'm not here trying to save humanity. Humanity doesn't deserve to be saved. I hope humanity goes extinct, and soon. I really do. I really do. I hope it has the sense to, what's it called? Make sure the nuclear plants and facilities are all shut down before all the humans have disappeared. So then the earth will be safe for animals and plants. Those that are left, we're managing to do a really good job of destroying them all. So sad. So sad. I feel like I'm pretty much in a basic state of mourning now. I often wear all black now. Nobody asks why. I wish they would. Tell them I'm mourning for the dying earth and the suffering, tortured animals. We're just suffering and being tortured because of all you people out there who insist on letting it happen. Yeah, so I'm not fighting for the humans at all. I do stand for unborn humans, stand against abortion, most certainly. Rape or not. Rape or not. I go into this at some length in my writing. I'm not going to go into it now. Get off your asses and read what I've written. It's not justified. Abortion in any circumstance. Not in any circumstance. Not even if the mother's life is at risk. No. No. Fight for the innocent, unborn. The same with the innocent, unborn animals, of course. Too sad to go into that right now. Too awful. So that's probably all I'm going to say today. I've put it on private, so whether I let this be seen by anybody remains to be seen. Pretty sad sort of bloody video. That's how it is, though. It's not a happy world anymore. There's a few of us living in privileged places in the Middle England and stuff. We're not exactly seeing how the world is dying. Only those that are aware, we can see the early signs. They're everywhere. So those in cities can see it more clearly. Those abroad can see it even more clearly, and so on. Those in Australia right now are seeing it very clearly where the fires are. The latest photos showed, what do you call them, normal Australians, maybe slightly rich Australians actually, living near the coast, near Sydney, in their big houses with some land, and they're all refugees. Showed them looking like exactly like refugees, and they actually are getting on boats to escape from the fires. That's a turn up for the books, isn't it? But they never thought that would happen. There's a whole lot to say about the fires. It's not all natural. I think they've been set, and of course the dry and the heat has helped them keep burning. I think that's the way around it is. I don't think nature has been at fault initially. Mother Nature is a beautiful thing. Humans are ugly, evil things. So carry on counting my blessings. I don't have any spare money, but I do live in a house where I can keep warm enough. The heating's too expensive to keep it warm enough without wearing a jumper and a thick cardigan and woolly trousers and everything else. So it's fairly basic living, but I am not living in the rain. I have blessings. The water comes out the taps. That's a massive blessing. The wastewater gets taken away. Because you never know about that. I live in a low-lying house, that's for sure. So probably be floods at some point. I packed a bag the other day. Emergency apocalypse bag. It's black. Spare clothes, toiletries, spare shoes. And I've got one of those shopping trolleys on wheels ready as well, with things like a plate and a cooking pot. And I plan to go and get a tiny gas stove to add to my collection there. I don't want it to come to that. I'm not really a well enough person to be surviving outside of my home. It's more likely that, or depending on everything, I try to end my life before I would have to leave my home. It would make more sense. But you don't know what you can do you? So just trying to live in the real world now, and thinking I need to do something about feeling so alone and isolated, which seems to actually be getting worse and not better all over again. Another friendship fallen through. Not worth going into that. But live in hope. More people might come along. Thinking of trying to find a companion a pair of companion animals. Could be better than a person, really, couldn't it? It can be very difficult trying to share your life with a person. I've never managed it so far, not for long. So, take a very special person now. Not that I'm difficult, but no, just that it's very difficult to manage to be with a person. Unknown quantity, don't know. I keep looking. It's very lonely in this world and I don't like it. I'd rather not be here. But I am here, doing my best, so I'm not the only one suffering in this world. The animals are suffering a million times worse than me, so I fight for them. Probably, I know I'll fight one way or another, even if it's only in words, till I die. In any way that's possible. At the same time as trying to be a reasonable human being to other humans. Not being too pushy, not preaching, blah, blah, blah. Still being kind to them, even though my heart hates them for eating bodies of animals and so on. Okay, well, I'm not really tired, but I wish I could just carry on and on talking because it kind of helps. I might try and do a lot more videos, just journal type stuff. I try to write in a journal, but it doesn't feel... I don't really enjoy it anymore. I thought of trying again. Maybe try writing a conversation with God type journal. Conversation with the universe, rather. That used to work for a while. Pretend I'm being interviewed, maybe, something like that. Anyway, someone said about extinction on telly. I'm off to listen to that. Bye-bye.